Hey you guys, welcome back, and it's Honey Griffin, aka Harriet Griffin, aka Honey Bear, and I've got another video for you. Today we're doing the mukbang. It is the big thing on YouTube. People are just doing it, so I thought we would do a mukbang and some chit chats. It's Saturday evening, November 30th, the 1st of December is tomorrow, so Christmas is right around the corner. So for my mukbang, I decided to go ahead and do fajitas. I was going to do pizza, but I was not feeling pizza tonight. So I went ahead and did fajitas. I've got my water. I've got my ice and my ginger ale. So if you want to do the mukbang and some chit chat, give that thumbs up, like, subscribe, and continue to watch. This is going to be my new intro. Hey you guys, it's Honey, aka Harriet Griffin, aka Honey Bear, aka Honey Griffin, and I want you to check out my new intro to my YouTube channel. You'll see this before my videos, so please give that thumbs up and like and subscribe, you guys. Alright you guys, so let's get into it. So I decided to do fajitas. I was going to do pizza, but they're just basic chicken fajitas. I did add rice, green pepper, onion, the Safeway Signature Select fajita seasoning, which I love. Be careful with it because it can get a little salty, but I like it. And I put salsa and cheese. It's really good. It's hard to eat and still talk. Forgive me. I'm not used to doing that. But I decided to have some background noise with this one. So I'm hoping you can hear me really good, because I've turned my TV down really low. But and that's what you see me looking up at. I'm watching Bob's Burgers, which I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of it. You may not be a big fan of it, but I love Bob's Burgers. This is their Thanksgiving episode, but I'm probably just watching them. I'm watching it on Sling TV, which I am a big fan of. I'm glad I have it. I love it over Xfinity, which is funny because my Wi-Fi and my internet is through Xfinity. But I honestly don't even think that Sling TV offers internet. I'm not quite sure about that. But anyway, so, and I know you're seeing the Fanta bottle, but what I do is when I drink my pop, because I am a pop drinker, and this is the Fanta Pineapple. Oh, it's so bomb. Everybody tells me it's really good with vodka or gin. Try it. But it's water, and I just refill, clean out my bottle, refill it, recycle it. I put it in the freezer. This one I've actually had out for a couple hours. It's still cold, but normally it would be really icy. But I got lazy and I really wanted to pump this video out. And also what you'll see me sipping on, what you might think is alcohol, but it's not, you guys. It's just ginger ale that I got from SARS, which I'm not sure is available in every state. But if you're in my state, you know about SARS. Some things they're good at, some things they're not. But I did get my ginger ale from there. It's like $1. I think now where I'm at, because I'm in Renton and in Seattle, they went up on the pop prices, so I don't shop in Seattle. But where I get my pops at in my neighborhood, they're ranging from $1 for a 2-liter, $1.10. So yeah, I still keep it cheap. I don't feel like paying $3 or $4 for pop and juice. Why would I? Especially if I can get it right in my neighborhood. Why would I go out of my neighborhood? But I do love to shop at my stores in Seattle. I really am a big fan of Seattle shopping. But there's certain things I can't get, and one thing is pop. So anyway, I kind of wanted to do just a little chit chat as I'm eating, and I probably won't eat all of it. because it's really hard to eat and talk. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys, I also made me some cookies. I love to bake my own cookies. Although they're not from scratch, it's Pillsbury cookie dough. You'll see me try to nibble on some of this, but I don't want to make this video like too long. But they're the family size, and the reason I'm bringing them up, you guys, because the family size, the cookies turn out so much better. I don't know why. These were so bomb. But sometimes I've been eating a late night snack, so I'm not like a big candy person. I'm not a big cake and pie person, so I'll bake me some cookies and eat them. So anyway, what's been going on with me? Not too much. My Thanksgiving it was kind of blah. But then I found out a lot of people around me were kind of not into it. I don't know what was different this year, you guys, honestly, for me, than last year. In the simple fact that I just wasn't feeling it. But I ate. I'm not really into the leftovers. That's why I'm doing the fajitas, because I could have did, and I've seen people on YouTube doing their leftover Thanksgiving. I didn't want to do that. And I do leftovers, but I'm kind of tired out. I kind of wanted to spend time with my boyfriend, which we were able to do last Thanksgiving, and I cooked for him, and it was really good. And I wish, well, I don't wish, but I'm just saying it would have been nice to have started my YouTube last year, because then you would have been able to see a little bit more type of vlogs, and then I would have showed you guys the cooking, because, I mean, I went out for him and my father. I mean, I cooked. I did the turkey, the ham, everything, macaroni and cheese, homemade. And so I was kind of hoping to do that for this Thanksgiving, but I just was not feeling it. Now, Christmas is still right around the way, and I know I keep bringing up oxtails, and I know you guys are probably, the people that are watching are like, cook them oxtails. So I'm kind of thinking of doing that. But Christmas, you kind of do ham too, so I'll figure it out. I know I'm on a limit because I need to have it really organized by now, but my mind has just been going through so much. I've been just trying to, hold on and maintain, because my relationship, which I'm not going to get too boss into right now, it's having tragedies and trials and tribulations, and I've been dealing with this guy off and on for 5 years, and, it's just certain things that I'm expecting that aren't happening. I'm getting told it's my fault, it's always your fault, but there's just things I'm expecting now, the older I'm getting, that I'm looking forward to, that I'm wanting, and it's just not happening with this relationship. And I'm kind of the person where my loyalty, and if you know me and you're watching, you're going to be like, yeah, my loyalty runs deep. So I'm just kind of not in the predicament to, like, do I give up, do I let it go? I mean, 5 years, whether it's been off and on, you've been doing 5 years for a reason, you know what I'm saying? So I'm still, that's why I don't want to talk too much, because I'm still on the process of just trying to work on me, and so I'm not going to focus too much on that. It's going to be what it's going to be, but I feel like if I keep motivated, keep trying to do my YouTube and do other positive things, it's all going to work out for me. That's the hope that I'm hoping on to, because from someone that has Graves' disease and anxiety, depression, it's really, little things really can just mess you up. And that's one thing that I'm also going through with my YouTube, because I'm expecting it to be at this plateau, and it's not, and I don't want to get discouraged. I don't want to give up. But within that, I want to, build something, because I feel like, what if I put all this time and energy in YouTube and I don't even get to the goals that I want to get to, and so that's kind of hard when you have Graves' disease, because I'm always that what if person. And yes, they're good, and they're still really hot. I'm trying to show you the inside, and I rolled it really good. Normally I have to have a spoon, because I'll make it messy, or I'll put too much, and I have to fix it. like I was saying, so I just don't want to get discouraged. And I know that once the progress is showing, it's going to be more exciting. You know, it'll be easier to do these videos. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, right now, I'm even thinking, I even invest in a camera. You know, because I'm not getting the views not even getting the views, you know. That's the first goal, is to get there, and then you got to get the subscribers. But if you're not even getting the views that you think you should be getting, or you feeling you're getting, because like I'm going to say, I'm not disrespecting anybody. You guys could be just not seeing me yet out there, you know. It might not even be that serious. Because the one good thing about it is I haven't really got anything negative from what I have got. But it does make it harder, because you want to push out videos that, you know, people are going to watch. They're going to see. They're going to keep coming back to, you know. So I'm in that cross where, like, you know, even with this video, well, I mean, is anybody going to want to be interested in it? Is this going to be, you know, beneficial to anybody? You know what I mean? And I don't mean like that, like, I mean, like, I'm not saying you guys wasting my time, don't take it to the left. I'm just saying, like, you put so much energy, and anybody that's done YouTube, or knows someone that's done YouTube, or not just YouTube in general, what you see is people modeling, doing their online businesses and everything. It's not easy, because even where you're at, you know, you expect where you're at for everybody to just kind of see you and, oh, okay, they're either going to like you or they're not. But it doesn't really work that way, you know what I mean? And the goal that YouTube has set for people, I feel, is really, really high. But then I have to think about where I started from. There's a reason why they set that goal, because they want people that are showing that they're legit, they're real, and that they're going to do whatever they need to do to get that content out there, so you guys can watch it and like it and subscribe. So I'm not saying that about YouTube, but I do wonder, my question, you guys, is the goal now the same as it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago? You know what I mean? But really, what I'm just going to do is keep praying about it. I'm going to keep pushing out those videos for you guys. I'm going to try to stick with my timeline and not get discouraged. Because that's really the hard thing. When you get discouraged, it's like,
your one stop for shampoo.
It's like that rain cloud coming over you and hitting you, and you just, I know everybody can relate, you know what I mean? So that is the hard part of just even getting out there, because YouTube expects you to get that content, to get those viewers, to get those likes. And for me personally, I don't want to make it, oh, I'm out here to get this money. Well, yes, of course, most people who have a YouTube channel, it's about the bread. It's about getting a vital income. As you've seen, there's millions of people out there that actually, don't even work 9 to 5 but YouTube. And I don't want to mean it like that, but you know what I'm saying. There's people out there that YouTube is their main job, and they don't have to go out there in the blizzard and all that. And I want to get to that goal, but everybody's reasons are different. And although I've stressed that, at the end of the day, it is about getting money. It is about making this a business. It is about promoting myself and meeting new people, and of course wanting to get sponsored. I would love someone to be able to say, I love your face, let's do some makeup, let's take some photos, you know. But I'm still at the beginning, and no, I haven't been in here for, I think it hasn't even been 6 months, you guys, or you know, even a year, because my plan was, when I hit that year goal, I wanted to do something special and do a giveaway. And now I'm sitting back and I'm looking like, it might not work that way. But I'm not going to keep discouraging that. I'm going to work to that goal, where I'm going to bust my butt to make that goal. I guess I'm going to go ahead and just tell a couple stories. I'm trying to knock out at least one of these fajitas for you guys. not even cooking. But it's hard to eat and talk and not feel like you're using improper etiquette. These are really good, you guys. Um, but it's funny because I sat back thinking about what stories I wanted to tell because I mean everybody, we all have stories. I got so many. Oh, and as you see, it's not a nightgown. It's just a dress. I wore this out. I got it from one of my good friends who we called each other twins. Because when I had lost that weight, and it was funny, she kind of put on weight. She's a little bit taller, but we did look alike. And I'm going to give a shout out to her, Miss Cassie. I love you. If you see that, you better give that thumbs up, like, and subscribe. But she's doing her thing, I'm doing mine. I love her. And that's what it is. It's just as you get older, you know, things you do may not matter to other people. Things they do may not matter. You might not be on that same level. And me, I'm more just like turning into, they call me a homebody. I'm trying to get out of that and get out. That's really one thing that I want to accomplish if I do get to make my goal with YouTube, is just meeting new people, getting out there and doing things that other, you know, meeting people that love to do the things I love to do. And I love acting, I love singing, I love dancing. No, I'm not trying to make a career out of it. But it would be nice to meet people with those same likes and you could get together and do those things. So, yes, I do have goals. One of my goals with this YouTube is to actually have an online store where, have an online store where not only do I have clothing, not only do I have wigs, I want to have food because you guys know I love my cooking. I love teaching people how to cook. I love just showing recipes. I mean, I do basic recipes up until it, you know, we could do this Paris France. But that's one thing I do want to be able to show you guys really is my passions. And show you that you can find a way to love things that you never even thought you would like or love, you know. So, I have goals. We got to get past this hump. It's hard to tell you what videos that I'm going to do because sometimes I'm kind of that person where I'll have it planned out. Oh, I'm going to do this video. I'm going to do that. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And it doesn't always work that way. You know what I mean? Especially when I get discouraged. But there's days where I've wanted to pump out 2 or 3 videos. And then sometimes I'll be like, well, I don't think anybody's going to want to see them. You know, because my whole thing I thought was not just trying to pump out videos to get up there to my goal. It was about pumping out videos that people would want to see, you guys want to see. And getting that knowledge. Oh, okay, well, Harriet, we're seeing what you like to do, so show us more of this. Show us more of that. Or can you find out about this or find out about that, you know? So, I mean, I guess that's pretty much my goal will be the same, you know. But one thing I do like about this journey that I do want to say, and then I'm going to pause and take a break, and then we'll get into the stories, and then pretty much sum it up. But I will say this, that I do like about YouTube, and it's a really great thing about technology and the advancements of technology, is that I'm learning. I'm learning that even if I may not have a lot of makeup, and I used to have a lot of makeup, and if you know me, and you know your girl don't wear a lot of makeup, I mean, I had the case, you know. Avon. I was an Avon representative for almost 2 years. And I was in a really bad relationship, so that was when I fell off from Avon. I probably would still be doing it today. But anyway, I learned a lot about just not even making women beautiful in general. You have to learn about making yourself beautiful. And if you're happy in the skin you're in, that everybody sees, because that is reality. You're going to get judged. that's the world. You know, I could be Halle Berry. We already know her situation. And I'm still going to be judged. And I might be judged more as Halle Berry than as Honey Griffin. You know what I mean? But, you know, I've learned so much. I've learned about just uplifting my beauty, things I could do at home to just make me feel better. I'm working on my room. I'm going to do a video tour of my room just because the last one I showed you briefly, I didn't even get to show you the closet. I've cleaned out my closet. I put some lights in there, so I am going to do that video. That video I am going to crank out this week because I've got my Christmas decorations and lights up. Nothing spectacular, but I want to show you guys what I did. I'm going to do a video on that. And like I also said, I want to put, and I'm pointing because my window's right here, but I wanted to put lights up, not just specifically for Christmas, but just kind of to add lighting and add a ambiance feeling so that maybe even when I'm having bad days, you guys, I could look up and just have a little jolliness, you know. So it's a work in progress, but the thing I love about YouTube is that even, I'm sorry, I gotta stretch my legs out. I'm in my bed. I know, eating in the bed. But at least I got my TV tray, and this ain't really a messy meal. But back to what I was saying. I mean, I'm just learning that even women that you see on here that, and I'm not talking about plastic surgery or something, but just beautiful women, they're shopping at the Dollar Tree. You know what I mean? They are paying, but they're kind of being, I don't know if the word is smart or sensible, but I'm noticing that women, and you know, it is about making money, it is about promoting things that people on YouTube want to see, because even if I'm sitting on racks, that necessarily don't mean I want to go spend $10,000 on one thing at Nordstrom's. Me, I've always been that person that, you know, if I even had 10,000, I would still go to Ross, because then I'm thinking with 10,000, and I'm just throwing a number out there, I could get a lot nice, decent stuff. I don't want to say Ross is high end, and maybe Nordstrom would be a better example, because Nordstrom's is a higher end, but you can get really affordable prices there. So let's do Nordstrom's, because we threw out 10 racks. We threw out the 10 racks. So I mean, as you're saying though, but I'm still thinking of how can I make that 10,000 get me? Do I want to go get 2 or 3 things for 10,000, or do I want to be able to get 20 things for 20,000 that I know I'm gonna wear, that's gonna last me? You know, I would rather do that. So I'm watching and seeing just more videos of people just actually, hey, even if you ain't got a lot of money, this is how you can do it. And that's one thing about my online store. My lips are a little greasy. One thing about my online store, if I ever make that goal, which, you know, that's years away, I really want to have, excuse me, a lot of things that are affordable. Because even if I get it up there, I'm going to remember where I started. And not even that. I know that there's some sites out there. I don't want to, because I haven't had a good experience with some of these online sites. And so I don't want to put out there anything negative or anything, because this isn't a sponsored video. But I just want to be able to give affordable things that are good, are going to be worth your money. And why not have seasonings and different recipes, you know, with wigs and nice outfits and makeup, whatever, you know. So I mean, it's a goal. It's a work in progress. You know, and one thing I am going to push out more, and it's just different for me because, like I told you, when I wear my wigs, or when I get my wigs and my ponytail, they're there to do that quick fix for me. I never thought about, oh, gluing it down and you know, doing all those extra things to it because it just was kind of like look cute and go. So now I'm learning how to just actually maybe make it simple, because if I build a wig, especially if I can build it the way I like it, the way it's laid and everything, it's gonna last me longer than just going to get that jump quick little $20 wig, you know what I mean? And I've really seen a lot of videos, and not just videos but also in my everyday life of just going outside, I see a lot of good synthetic wigs, you know. So we're gonna work more on that. I'm also gonna work more on my eyelashes, because I know people would at least like to see how I look with fake eyelashes. I tried putting one on, and it could even be the lashes, you know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like with makeup and even clothing, you know, you got to get it right. And so I'm going to do that video. I know it's going to be a fail, but I'm going to pump that video out for you guys, just so not even that, women can see, hey, well, her first time, it didn't go that well. But I am going to pump that video out for you, and I haven't done it yet because I haven't got any glue for the eyelashes. The one that I had, somebody opened the bottle, and I think maybe somebody was trying to use it for their nails. I don't want to say that person. That person has took a lot from me and their family, and I don't want to just get to bad mouthing people. You know, my makeup is low because of it. And I mean, I've had some expensive ass, excuse my language, I was trying not to cuss, but I still get upset, and I'm trying to overcome that upsetness of people, especially my family, walking over me when I'm trying to help them better themselves. I'm not that person. You know, you open your door to me, you help me. Why would I want to burn that bridge so that maybe if I need you again, you won't be there? Or not even that, you might just whip my ass and I might be messed up. But anyway, it's really good. It's really good. And my salsa was paste pecani medium. I love their salsa. Now, I might not even pronounce it. Tostadas salsa. Tostias tostadas salsa. Really good. You could eat that for a snack with just chips, you know, the tortilla chips. And I used to take my excuse me, my allergies. I used to take my flour these tortillas. I love them. And I have these things where you can basically make your own taco salad, but they're metal, and you put the little you put the tortilla in there, and you put in the oven. I think like 350, 15 minutes. These things are old. They were from that guy that did the Magic Chef, he came out with those rubber cookie sheets, rubber cake pans, baking pan set. And I believe it was Magic Chef, and it was years ago. Goodness, it was so, I don't want to say 10, but I know it was over 5 years ago. And they had the baking pan, the cookies just slide off, which actually the cookies really did just slide off. Now the pan loaf, I remember, I would get like batter stuck around it, but actually you just kind of wipe it. I don't want to say scrape it, because scraping is exaggerating. With this stuff, you didn't really need to. And it was dishwasher safe. But anyway, he came out with these pans made for you to make your own taco salads, as seen on TV. And so I got them, and I did it, you know, for my family to just be able to make their own tacos, you know what I mean? Because when you're older than like 8 years old, you're going to learn how to cook. I don't care if you're my kids, you're my nephews, my nieces, my best friends, my goddaughters, my godsons, little cousins, whatever. At 8 years old, you need to know how to cook. And I mean more than Tom Brahman and hot dogs. So anyway, I wanted to basically kind of make my own little nachos. And so I made these little bowls, you guys, and then I put like my hamburgers. I love to have my taco meat, my taco meat. I have done it with shredded chicken too. It was good, but I like hamburger. And I did my nacho cheese, and then I did my Tostitos salsa, stirred it, mixed it, put it in there. Oh, I did add refried beans. I remember I added refried beans. And anyway, so this went in the bowl, and then I added some lettuce, tomatoes, some cheese, and olives. Good recipe for y'all. And it was so good. And you just crack it off and dip it. Oh my goodness. And I made extras so I made two. One was to put everything in it, and then I made another one that you just kind of crack off, and and it was really good. But we're kind of at the halfway point. I've been telling stories, but I got a couple dramatic stories to tell you. I'm kind of like, I don't want to say I'm embarrassed, because the people who know me, when you hear these stories, they're going to be like, oh, I can't believe you, B. You went through that, But I want to tell people because I don't really know why I want to tell people. Probably because one of the stories I'm going to tell you I'm not over with yet. And I'll tell you why. And then the other one, I don't know. It's just a memory. So I do want to take a quick break since we're at that halfway point. And I'm going to go use the restroom. That's really why I want to take a break. And I'll be right back, and we'll tell the stories and try to finish up our chicken fajita, at least one, and take a couple butts of our cookies. So I'll be back in a minute, y'all.
Hey, it's my best friend Peter Pescadero. I'm gonna go and give him a high five. So, you got a friend stays with us.
No, thank you.
Alright, you guys, I'm back.
It's the only solution. Dad, tell Tammy's dad we've got this. Tammy,
I'm getting full.
Ew.
It's not a cruise, but you might catch a stomach thing.
Really good. Quick home cooked fill me up meal.
What's the matter with it, Tammy?
It rhymes with.
So anyway, I'm going to my first story
I just don't eat food that's homemade.
and wrap this up.
Oh, that's okay. I'll just order in. Do places deliver here, or is the neighborhood too dangerous? Oh, it's interesting.
Okay, so I told you guys I was in a relationship that I have been in on and off now for 5 years. So in the beginning of our relationship, and it actually was within the first year, because me and him had got together, and we started talking in February 2016, and I will say officially we were together in June of 2016. And I'm telling you that I know for a fact because it was before my dad's birthday, and his birthday is June 20th. Mine is July 2nd. I'm a Cancer, and yes, I want presents. Anyway, so it was the beginning of our relationship, and I hadn't really met his daughter yet. I met his son. He's got 5 kids. I met his youngest son, and I kind of was not really kicking it with him, but me and his son just kind of collabed. We would smoke. You guys know I smoke. And I was just kind of trying to give him some guidance as a young black man going through it, obviously having to be with his dad, and things weren't going, the best for him. So it actually, be honest, probably was thinking it would give me brownie points with him. But his son was cool, my whole point of it. And I hadn't really met his daughter at this point. I would hear her mouth, but me and her had never really met face. And so I wasn't really expecting being the person that I am. If you really, really do know me, I'm really a cool person. I really relate to older and younger people. That's probably why I'm one of the realest, and that's 100. And my whole thing is, no, I don't want to be your mama. I don't look at myself like that. As coming from a household raised by a single dad, I just kind of felt, and not even about that. The personality I'm a really laid back person. I didn't see the storm cloud coming. Anyway, I don't want to drag the story out. she started having issues with me. Probably more that she didn't want me to be with her dad. I don't know, whatever. And their situation was similar to mine. He raised her by himself. He was a single father, like my father. So actually, all these things that you're hearing that I would think would bring us closer, would make it easier to get along with her, being that I'm just going to be who I am. No, I don't want to be your mama. I don't want to kick it with you, you know, but I do want to respect you and be cool with you because I am with your father. And it just started to become little tit for tat things, you know. This girl was in high school. She wasn't grown. And so that was another hard issue for me because she started just doing really ignorant things. And she wasn't grown, and I was grown, you know. So I'm like, what does it look like, you know, for me to just go and beat up on this little girl? So, and not more than that, I didn't really want to get into it. I actually, be honest with you guys, was expecting him to do his job and be like, you need to knock it off and leave her alone. But that's been the really main issue I've been having with this guy for 5 years, is that whenever it came to his daughter, no matter what wrong she did, she was always right. And my dad didn't raise me that way. You know, my dad loved me and my sister very much. He was there for me. Yes, I was probably a spoiled brat. But with all that said and done, I would have never disrespected my dad in the way that and she's grown woman now, over the age of 21. I would have never done that to my dad. So it was really hard for me when I know I'm not doing anything to put myself in that predicament. It's one thing if I'm talking her crazy or whatever. And even though me and him may have been having issues because one thing that I do go through with him constantly is that I'm always cheating on him. Or I'm always trying to run game on him, and it don't be that at all, you know. I can't even sleep. If I go to sleep because I have Graves' disease, I have anxiety, I'm wrong for that. I'm doing something. Anyway, I want to get to the point of the story. So, it became, that's been a big issue, you know, but with this incident that happened, I really expected him to have my back, and it took the neighbors in my community that witnessed the incident which I'm not saying they had my back, you guys. I'm saying they were saying what it was. Because when this incident occurred, he wasn't there. But, of course, obviously, his daughters called him, because I was actually calling him at the same time. And he wasn't really listening or responding to me. He was listening to whatever his daughter had to say. So I'm not quite sure, because over the years I've heard neighbors have said things, boop, 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 boop. But I honestly kind of know that I was supported in this issue. So anyway, at this time I had my Monte Carlo, and I normally park, which is hard to describe, but I normally park right outside front of my house, mainly because of my dad, you know, to get him in the house and everything. But we have assigned parking, and our issue, the reason I really have not parked there, and I'm gonna tell you guys, I know for a fact I haven't parked there in almost 3 years, when I had a Lincoln Navigator, about 3 years ago. One, for the same reason of my point in my story. So we have assigned parking. At this time, my dude had bought another Cadillac. He had 2 Cadillacs, and his daughter had a car, and he had came to me and he asked me could he park his Cadillac in my spot, you know, because I think people were targeting one of the Cadillacs or something. And from where it is, our back window, you can see your car. If I go to my father's room and look out his window, I could see my car, you know, if it's parked there. But anyway, so I was like, cool, Danny. My dad wasn't tripping. We wasn't using the parking spot. I parked in front. But I already told him I only want you parking in my parking spot. Because and I did that, y'all, because once somebody else starts saying something, then they think they can do it, and then you got a bigger issue with that. Well, you let him do it, so why can't I do it? And that's the type of neighbors I have. They're really tit for tat. So anyway, let me get to the point of the story. I came home. My dad picked my dad up from dialysis, and we came home. It was really cold outside, and I was tired, and I wanted to get in, and I pulled up to the front. Outside, there was no parking on either side of the street, and then we have corners, and there was no parking on either corner. Because what I would have did was pulled up, put my emergency brakes out, got my dad out the car, and then, I would have parked up there and just walked to the house. So I'm thinking maybe I could get in my parking spot, which actually if I drive past my house, I could turn my head to my right or left depending on where you're coming. But normally I park this way, so it would be going that way, and I could kind of tell and see if someone was in my parking spot, which I did do. That's the point of me telling you that. And I didn't see. There was like an SUV in front of it, so I didn't quite see, but from what it looked like, it didn't look like anybody was there. So I go to pull into my backyard, my parking lot, which is in the back, and my window rolled down because I was looking, and as I pulled up, because my parking spot when I'm coming in is at the far end, and I said, ain't this a motherfucker? Because my first thing going through my mind, excuse my language, was like, that's not that nigga's Cadillac. But the person was still in the car, and so they overheard me talking to my dad, which I will admit I was loud, and I said, damn it, we can't get our own motherfucking parking spot. So, but be known to me, his daughter was on the passenger side kneeling down talking to the passenger. Did not see her, didn't reference to her, or didn't even reference to the person in the car. My mind was going and thinking at that time, well, where can I park? And at that point, I was thinking about pulling up because there's a walkway and just getting my dad out. And then, like I said, if I would have had to park anywhere, I would have. But I think, to be honest with you, my motion was letting that person know that they were my parking spot. Although I wasn't directly saying it to them. It was kind of like, well, you're in my parking spot, and their car was running. And in the process of her saying, oh, okay, and she put her up like, I'm moving. This girl gets up, and I didn't even see her, off her knees, whatever she was doing. And, oh, you talking to and I mean, she just went off. And the whole time that's relevant to me is I'm like, bitch, this is my parking spot. Why? And it wasn't even her vehicle in my parking spot. It wasn't her dad's vehicle in my parking spot. It was one of her friends. And I was really upset about that because it shouldn't even escalate that. She should have been like, well, hey, we about to move. But because she wanted to be a youngster and be hardcore, I guess, because that's how these females want to think they can talk to a grown woman. She wanted to go off. So my dad said, well, you just skirt out of here, go get a parking spot. At that time, he was walking with his walker. So it wasn't, like I said, my whole thing was just thinking, get him close, so he can walk to the house. But at that time, she was trying to come at me, and there was a couple neighbors saying, you're tripping, you're wrong, you're tripping. And at the same time, she's talking to her dad, telling her dad, well, I'm about to kick your baby's mama's ass. Yes, at this time I was pregnant. No, I do not have that child. And leave it at that. And my dad was trying to talk to her. She wouldn't talk to her. Her friends were like, we were in her spot. They were trying to do the right thing. And of course, in all the commotion, the neighbors come out. So what went through Harriet's mind is, I don't need to draw attention. I don't want to go to jail. And when this incident happened, she had just turned 18. And so this was really literally after Christmas. This was the beginning of the year. And, my dad, I was trying to listen to that voice in my head, that Jiminy Cricket. And he was like, just go park the car. I'll handle that. But then as I seen that, I kind of seen her like, just really bucking up to my dad. And I was worried about him, And then it just, maybe, I don't know really, I can't explain it. I don't have time to explain what really triggered her. But at the same time, I will tell you, as she's getting triggered, I'm getting triggered too. Like, bitch, you're not going to buck up on my dad. And so she starts coming towards my car. I honestly think one of her friends might have amped that up. I don't know. And she just kicks the driver's side right there where the tire is of my car. And so the whole time my foot was on the brake, never put my car in park. As the bitch was, because that's when my dad was coming towards her, and there was actually a couple of other, like I said, neighbors who knew my dad, and they seen my dad. 2 of which were men, 2 of them were women. You know, they were stepping to the plate, because then at that point she had just went and vandalized my car. You know, she didn't come try to pull me out the car. She didn't try to do any of that. But in the process of that, as they're telling me in the commotion, back up, just go park your car. We got you, just back your car. I bucked because I didn't put the car in reverse. So the whole time, like I told you, my car was never in park. And I don't know how through all that energy and amazement that I didn't wreck my car, you know what I mean? I was able to keep my foot on that brake, but in the process of reversing up, I bucked. Now, she'll sit there and say that I hit her. She tells her dad to this day that I hit her. And, well, no, she doesn't say I hit her. I ran her over with my car. The neighbors have stand up. They even had to vouch on that. I didn't hit her with my car. Now, I could have bucked on her. Maybe I did buck on her. But with all due respect, you kicked my car, so, but it wasn't about that, you guys. So, as I get, and park my car and everything, and I get in the house, and I'm kind of rummaging around my house, because my dad's normally right there, and I think he had went back to go get, because we did have stuff in the car, I think he went back outside to go get, stuff out the car. This Breezy, and I'm trying not to cuss, feels that she could open my front door to want to fight. So, in the process of me getting up ready to just, I wanted her to step inside that door. Because once she stepped inside the door, you already know the law. Her dad yanks her and grabs her. And I said, I will never forget that you did that. And I haven't. And I am a child of God. And I know I'm going to hear the aftermath of that. But it's been nothing but negativity since that coming from this girl. And so then I got about it, and no, me and my dad, which we should have did, was just went the legal right, is I want my money for my Monte Carlo for the damages you did. I'm still going through it with that girl, and the reason why I just not over it, and the point of telling you guys the story is like, since then it's been so much negativity coming from this girl, that even her dad's like not even recognizing that I'm still angry, I'm still pissed. Yes, I want my money from my Monte Carlo. I want my closure. And no, I may never get my money from that. Maybe I need to let it go. I don't have that car no more. You know what I mean? That car, I don't know where it is. Heavens to bit. But it's the principle that for me, you keep continuously doing ignorant stuff. And I have to sit there and suck it up and be respectful, because no, it's not even about going to jail. Because for how I'm feeling, I'm real with you guys, and I'm not going to be hood about it. I'm being real. As long as I whip that ass, I'll take the charge. You know what I mean? It'd be one thing if we don't even get to rumble and then I got to go to jail. I don't like when bitches do that. Bitches do that. If you cannot stand up and fight your own battles when you open your mouth, you have no right calling the police when you are intimidated. And that's the problem. I don't understand. Yes, you guys, I do know I'm a big woman. Some of y'all call me thick, some of y'all call me fat. I don't really care. But I'm 5'2". So I can't be that much intimidating unless you're put in a predicament where you come at me or my family and then I have to get battered on you. Well, that's what it is. And I've had to deal with that where you want to get to that tit for tat. We yelling, who got the bigger bite? Me. But I don't even get to leap on you because you're so scared. So why would you run your mouth? Why would you do those things and put yourself in them predicaments if you're not ready for the aftermath? Because for me, it's head up on sight. We go head up, we end it, or whatever. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. But I know if I run my mouth about somebody or I do something to somebody, that's expected. I'm expecting them to get at me. You know what I mean? So I don't want to get too angry about that story. But that was a headbanger for me because I've never had that. I've never had to deal with that. And I even sat back to this day and still asked the question, what would she have done if I went and kicked her daddy's Cadillac? Happy moment. So okay, let's go into another story and then we'll wrap it up.
Thanks, Tammy. Maybe you're the one that deserves a something from
I got so many stories, it's crazy. Okay,
Alright.
I know you guys like them fajitas. It's cold now.
Saying crunch.
Feel really good.
Oh, what have we?
Guess I just wasn't.
Oh my God! Is it time? Is it time?
When I cooked this, I was really hungry. But then I've been drinking water, so maybe the water kind of filled my stomach up too. Oh, that's
Give me some. Oh, I want bourbon. Wait, what's going on?
We bought a advance too.
okay. So
Not dead, but not well.
Why?
Because Gene lost his last baby tooth, and we didn't know how to tell you.
Please don't write me out of your will. I want those sweaters.
yeah, I'm trying to think of what story to tell you guys. I got.
So listen, if you eat tea.
What?
It's hard to keep a full
I think I'm trying to think of a funny one.
They get lost. It's like Lego.
Oh, I got one,
We spent so much time on it.
and we'll end on a funny one. Ain't the best story, but it's kind of funny. So last year, the state of Washington, we had a big blizzard. Snow. It was done for a week. And I mean, in Washington, we get snow every year. But this one was a really terrible thing because when it snows here, you get it. The kids don't even be that happy because we'll get it. You'll get a good day of it, but by the next day, it's slushy, it's nasty, it's icy, black icy. It's just not fun. It's not even fun for the kids. They be ready to go back to school. So anyway, this year though, we was out for a whole week. We only lost our power one day. We was lucky for that. So this is the story that I'm going to tell you. So the day that I lost my power, and I had called my housing. I had called my housing to ask them for a shovel because my dad needed to get to dialysis, and the walkways, they are, it was iced. It was just snow. The snow, you guys, came up to my middle of my calf. That's how deep it was, and I had my snow boots on. And I did. And anyway, so I was going to walk to the store to get some Swishers because I needed to smoke. And for the life of me, I took my snow boots off because I thought I wanted to be cute out here in this snow, y'all. And you know how like the gutters and everything, this is how high the snow was. So anyway, I put on my other little gray boots I have, but they're not really sturdy. I got them from grocery outlet for humbug. I actually got them to go with an outfit when I wanted to go out, and that's why I got them. And I paid more than $10 for them, but they last. I still have them. They last. That's a thumbs up to grocery outlet. Sponsor me. I would love to do videos for you. Anyway, so I got my gear on and everything, and I had my tights on, and then I had my sweatpants over my tights. I had 2 pair of try not to cuss, thick socks on and everything. I was good. And so I remember I was talking to my dad, and as we're watching, one of my neighbors, for the life of me, and I get on this girl every time I see her, we don't talk a lot, but when I do, had flip-flops on. I didn't know she had flip-flops on, you guys, because that's how deep the snow was, until she went up and to go back down into, I think it was a gutter. I call them gutters, but the sewage thing. And she went down, and she's a big girl, tall, big girl. And she went down and went straight, I mean, like, plop. And that's like the whole funny part of the story. So here I am. I had to go back in my house, y'all, and get to laughing and rolling, you know, because I wouldn't. I jinxed myself. Because 2 days prior to that, I went to go empty the garbage. And I slipped. Because even the hand roll was icy and everything. And I went to grip it with my gloves. And I almost did that slip. Caught myself. So that ain't funny. So I think I jinxed myself. Because I did one of them. Like, did anybody see me, you know? And then I had the nerve to laugh at her. So I'm laughing and everything. I go in the house. My dad was laughing too. and a couple other people that was out there, you know, and she laughed too. I don't know why she had flip flops on,
I guess I am.
because she was walking to the store. Because she even had the nerve to ask me, could I move my car? And at that time, I couldn't move my car. That's how bad it was. The ice was trapped up to my door, so I couldn't even, you know what I mean. And like I told you, I was waiting for them to bring me the shovel so I could do the stuff myself and fix my neighborhood myself. And
At least I won't have to hear from
so anyway, I get on my mission to the store. Why I put them boots on, I don't know. So I'm walking, and like, you know, wherever you're from, everybody's dealt with snow. I don't think anybody doesn't know what snow could do. The snow plows and just the parking and the cars, the snow's pushed to the curb. So the best thing to do is to walk in the street. But I didn't want to walk in the street because I didn't want nobody to come blasting me, sliding into me, or anything like that. And the point of my story, before this funny incident, I ended up walking in the street and somebody honked at me and I had to go off because they was like, get out of the street. And I'm like, well, there's a reason I'm in the street. You shouldn't be going that fast. People cannot drive in Washington State. So anyway, one of them drains. I'm halfway to the store. The store is maybe 4 city blocks. It's not, you know, very far. I'm already feeling like my feet are wet and cold. And my socks are wet and cold, you guys, because I did not pick the right boots to put on. But I honestly thought the snow wasn't going to trap me like that. So anyway, I go and I go to get off the curb to walk across the street. And in the process of getting off the curb to walk in the street, there's a gutter. Snow was up, but I still thought I could pack my, you know, you step on, I didn't think I was going to go in. I went in. That water was all the way up to my thigh, you guys. I'm not exaggerating. I thought I should have took pictures. And oh my goodness, I was like, I cannot believe this. And I hadn't even made it to the store. So I get to the store and I'm stomping my shoes off. I grab my swishers and I think I bought a pack of cigarettes. And I bought something else. I bought chips and a pop. And I think it was a Fanta, because they really only sell like the Fanta strawberry. And I think I got my dad like a 7-Up or a Sprite. It was cabin fever, y'all. These guys was out here acting a fool. I got so many stories about the blizzard. That's what I call it. Anyway, so I'm looking down and I'm like, the store is actually really warm, you know what I mean? It's a 24 hours corner store, so, you know. And I get my stuff, I go back out, I'm making it back on the trip, back that way, you guys, and then I hit like the first block, and then I think that's when the coldness and everything just hit me, you guys, and I was like, I'm soaking wet. My feet, you guys, felt like when it's freezing cold outside and you go get a bucket of ice and you put the bucket of ice outside and then you put your feet into that bucket of ice and you leave it there for about 10 minutes. Oh my goodness, you guys, it was killing me. But I made it home, and for the blessings of God, I thank God that I had a washer and dryer, because I didn't even wash them. I put them in the dryer, you know what I mean? And I'm glad I did, because I really would have messed them boots up. They looked really bad. Because one thing about me, I'm flat-footed, so I kind of scrape when I walk. And so I know I was scraping that snow, and it was so deep, I don't even know if I hit the concrete, you know, when I was walking. But you guys, that's a tidbit little story. I got another quick one about that blizzard. So like I told you, my car, it was a Ford Taurus wagon. So he sits up pretty, you know what I mean? You know what a Ford Taurus wagon is. Google it if you don't. And the snow was already compacted. This is my driver's side. And the snow plows and just the trucks and the traffic, the snow was all the way up on my door. On this side, which I thought would save me because I pulled close to the curb, which I think might have saved me, but it didn't really. It was like compacted, but you couldn't really tell where the curb and the car was. So, I'm so mad. I'm waiting for this time for the housing to come and bring me that shovel. Because my dude, he actually had a couple, but he wasn't driving. He don't, you know. And where he lived at, he wasn't going to drive all the way over here. And I call her Fortune Cookie. It's not racist. Her name is, I'm not going to tell you her real name, but we call her Fortune Cookie. She knows that. And we call her Fortune Cookie because she's a beautiful, I found out she's Laos and something mixed. I think Vietnamese and Laos. Yeah, I know it's Vietnamese and Laos. And anyway, but I call her Fortune Cookie because she's very beautiful. Her daughter's very beautiful. Very dingy. And she's a single woman. And just something about her, I just think of when I go to like China or Tokyo, just seeing her, you know. And she dresses really nice. She's like that's why I call her Fortune. She's like a Asian Marilyn Monroe. No, I'm not being politically correct. She is Asian. She is. So anyway, enough about my neighbor. She's a really good person. She's had a really bad... I got a couple stories about her where I had to have her back, but some bad things have happened to her. But anyway, point of my story was, so she parks behind me most of the time, but how the snow had it, she was kind of close. It looked like you would have said she pulled up on my car. I'm not saying she did, but that is a pet peeve with me. I'm not from New York. I do not want you pulling up on my car. But anyway, the gap was so impacted with snow and ice. And I'm telling you guys, as when I did shovel and everything, the ice was compacted over. So as you're shoveling, you think that you're getting snow. No, you got ice. And that's one thing that I was mad about the housing, because by the time I tell you, I was like 4 or 5 days into it before they brought me that shovel. No, I was more like 5 days into it when they brought me that shovel, and it was ice. It was hard. It was hell, and maybe that's where I got my rock from. But anyway, so where she's parked at is compacted, and then of course like the same is compacted on this side. But behind her, there's nothing but that snow, which is high, but it's clear snow. So it was like ice, like I told you, right behind her car, like that little part, and then beyond that was just snow. So she got over that little hump, and she's got a Subaru wagon, not as big and as mine. Hers is newer and everything, but she's got a wagon, and I'm really scared. Can't drive very good in Washington State. So I'm kind of scared as I'm watching her, and I'm wanting her to move because I had my little shovel and I just kind of wanted to start clearing out my car, because the more that it sat there, the more that it got pushed, all that snow got pushed, the harder it was going to be able to move that car regardless, you know. And I wanted to be able to start my car without having to use a battery. I didn't want it to die. Anyway, let's get to the point. So then she's going back, you know, she's doing I call it maybe the Harlem Shake. I don't know. She's doing something, and I'm getting worried because she's getting close to my car, and even a little bump. Now I have an older car, so my car is more metal, but even a little bump, and my car has been through some bumps and bruises. And why is she parked that close to me? Me and my dad still ask that question. So anyway, the neighbor across the street it's a house that they made into a duplex, so it's split. They don't live here anymore. They didn't like the neighborhood, but they was okay. I didn't associate with them too much. That doesn't mean anything, you know. But he was out there shoveling and basically trying to get his car out, because by this day it was just really nasty, but the forecast, there was no more snow, so it was just pretty much trying to get out and at least get air and breathe, because we were having cabin fever. And anyway, so I want to get to the point. It was just so funny to me because I'm watching her wobble, and then here he comes, and so he starts shoveling between our cars to basically try to break that up to where she could either just get out that spot or go back. They were doing it in the front of her car, in the back of mine, which I almost had an issue with, because it wasn't really, actually was piling up more snow on the back end of my car when he decided to help her, which I still feel he was trying to help her. And I kind of told him I had to say, hey, you can't use shoveling, shovel both. And, you know, I had to call him out. And he was like, okay, yeah, I got you. What you mean? How you gonna shovel right by her car and start pulling it all to my car so then I can't get out and you want me to go off on you? It would have been a bad day. And so we got that back part clear, but nobody was thinking behind her because the whole thing going through my mind, and it was his shovel, his game. Just don't shovel up my car. So my whole point was thinking she should just go straight back and then whip it. But she wouldn't do that. She kept trying to go forward and turn out like that, and it wasn't working. So I finally just told her, Fortune Cookie, can I move you out? You know, and her daughter couldn't do it either. Her daughter can't drive. I told her daughter, don't you even park near me. Don't park near me because you can't drive. Anyway, so yes, I'm still watching Bob Burgers commercials. I really do like this one. This is Jared. They were singing really good. But anyway, so I hopped in her car, and what I told the guy, I can't remember his name, and I was going to call him a white boy because he's white. But what I had told the dude was shovel behind her. Because if he shoveled enough to where I could get over that little hump, you know, because I wanted to be gentle with her car. You know, I didn't want to be ghetto or hood. You know what I mean? Plus, I'm driving someone else's car. You got to be respectful. And so he did that, and boom, I went back and I went around. And so I just had to tell you that the point of that. And what was funny is that she went to the store and everything, and I remember he was going to the store with his wife. Or I don't know if they're married, but with his woman, and they was like, well, just hop in the truck with us and we'll take you. So I went to the store with them. And when I got back, I had asked him in the truck, I said, can I use your shovel? I'll make sure I get it back to you, but I really need to shovel my car and start trying to get that walkway done so my dad can get out here, you know. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah. So I didn't get to the walkway that day. That's how tough the shoveling was, you guys. But I was able to get my car cleared out. But on my passenger side front tire, it was rusted. The back one was rusted, but it was kind of like barely there. After one car wash, that was clean. But that front one, I still got that rust on, and I've been told everything in the book to get it over. But there was just another story, and it's about time to wrap it up. I'm tired. And it's telling me that it's 8:30. It's 8:25 where I'm at, so I want to just start by saying I thank you guys for doing some mukbang with me while I ate one, and I didn't even drink my ginger ale, you guys. It's gonna be all watery. Oh well, it's good. So that was just a little chit chat, mukbang we eating. Let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this. Like I said, and here's the cookie. We're gonna do. They're so soft, you guys. I'm trying to break one apart in the morning. I'm trying to break it apart. Show you guys. It just. That's how I love my cooking. But we're gonna do a room tour. Thinking about a Q&A because I've been getting some questions, but I haven't got enough to where I feel like it's a full video. But
in the math of the heart, that equals kiss. How do I get up there? I have a fire ladder. I'll come down.
anyway, I want to thank you guys for spending time with me and allowing me to tell you some stories and just chit chat about my life. Please give that thumbs up, that like, and subscribe. And know me, why don't you guys do the mukbang challenge too? I love to see videos of what you guys are out here eating, you know, whether it's fast food or whatever. So, you know, and of course, like I said, you guys, let me know what videos you want to see. And I'm going to keep pushing them out. I'm going to keep giving you guys quality. I love you guys. I love doing YouTube. I love just having people see me and doing things. I'm really devoted and passionate about this and bringing things to you guys just in life. Oh, I don't know if I told you where my scarf came from, and I wanted to take it off and I'm not, but I might do a video about my scarves, because this one came from it came from Forever 21, and it's really long. Like, this is one of the ones where you could actually kind of wear it as a shirt. I've got a couple of them. This one I haven't, but I've got another one that I actually did in the summertime. It was so hot. I put my bathing suit on and I used that. But that's pretty much it. And no makeup. I do got my face white. I'm gonna wipe off. I did put on my tinted moisturizer, and I did do my eyebrows. So I'm gonna do that. You guys, wash my face. Put my little pajamas on, although I could probably sleep in this, but I was thinking I should do a dress video, because you guys haven't really seen my dresses, and also let me know what you guys think, if I should go ahead and get a camera or whatever, because I was thinking, let me know, you know, because I don't know. But there'll be new videos coming up soon, and I just want to thank you guys for sharing your Saturday night with me, those who are watching. I didn't do this live, so I just said Saturday night. It takes so long to edit. So if I do not have this posted tonight, don't be mad. It will be posted first thing in the morning. I promise you that. So, thank you guys for watching Harriet Griffin, aka Honey Griffin, aka Honey Bear. And this was my mukbang and chit chat video with my homemade fajitas and my chocolate chip cookies that I tried to show you guys the whole one. And that's how you see how cake they are. But you see, they're so soft. And I zapped them in your microwave. So maybe that was not the best. You can probably tell. You see the steam on it. So I enjoyed it. And I'll be having another video for you guys soon. Don't forget to give that thumbs up, like, and subscribe.